What's up guys, Ben here and welcome to Motivation to Invest. Breaking news, Boohoo, the fast fashion growth stock, has just released its first half of 2020 results and they're looking incredible. So Boohoo reports sales surge despite Leicester supply scandal. Now for those of you guys that don't know, Boohoo is a fast fashion growth stock based in the UK and I've been tracking the stock since the crash in 2020. During that crash I invested, doubled my money, then the stock crashed again due to this Leicester supply scandal, and I encourage many of you guys to invest into the stock and you all made an absolute killing. And congratulations on that. The stock is now up by over 80% from its March lows. Question many of you guys may also ask me, because I've already received many comments, is Ben, why is the stock falling today despite impressive results? And I'll give you the same answer I gave for Tesla stock. What's happened with the stock is people have been buying the rumour and selling the news. So because Boohoo's posted extraordinary results, people are thinking, you know what, I'm going to cash some profits in right now. But personally, I'd say stop. Do not do that. Do not cash out your profits right now. And in this video, I'm going to dive in to the reports of the company. I'm going to tell you why I'm holding my shares. Now, this is only my specific financial situation and how I wish to play this stock. But long story short, the fundamentals haven't changed. If anything, they've improved. Now, for those of you guys that want an update on the stock and how we got to this point right now, check out my whole playlist on Boohoo stock. I'll leave it in a link below and I'll leave it in a link above. Check it out, watch a few of them videos and you'll understand the business in a little bit more detail. But in this video, I'm going to split it into a few parts. First, I'm going to deep dive into the reports. Secondly, I'm going to deep dive into exactly what Boohoo is doing to address the factory concerns in Leicester. Third, I'm going to look at the company's profit margins and how it will be affected by this information. Fourth, I'm going to deep dive into the numbers. And then fifth and finally, I'm going to actually reveal how much I had invested into this stock and how much profit I've made already. So if you're ready for that, let's dive in. Right guys, so here we are inside the first year report for 2020 for Boohoo. Now this is a large conglomerate company. They own a variety of fashion brands from Boohoo to Pretty Little Thing to Karen Millen and Boohoo Man, various other brands. So firstly, let's look at this independent review, findings and recommendations. So we know about the Leicester supply scandal. Boohoo was accused of having factories which were paying workers below minimum wage. Now, I addressed this previously that this is a systemic issue in the fast fashion industry and is not specific to the Boohoo stock. But because this is the poster child of fast fashion, it got painted with this dark brush of paint. The scope of the review was to investigate allegations about working conditions and low pay, Boohoo's supply chain monitoring in Leicester, the group's compliance with the relevant law, and make recommendations for the future. Findings of the review. Many failings in the Leicester supply chain were identified. Ample evidence steps for improvement were in progress nearly a year ago. These processes did not advance quickly enough to corporate governance, compliance and monitoring processes. So basically I highlighted this in a past video. So on Boohoo's annual report in 2019, they actually assessed that a risk for the business was their factory conditions in factories that they subcontract off to make samples. So I actually highlighted this in a previous video. In Boohoo's annual report in 2019, they highlighted a risk of the business was these small contracted manufacturers which they use to manufacture quick samples of the clothes. So they knew it was a risk and they knew it was an issue, but because they didn't move fast enough, the press picked up on it and the stock took a hammering. So let's look at the Boohoo's mission and vision so we've got a clear idea about what the business is trying to achieve. Our culture is ambitious, leading the way and driving forward positive change. Collaborative, working with suppliers and other stakeholders to raise standards across the industry. Entrepreneurial, attracting people with great drive to implement change quickly. Inclusive, democratizing fashion by making it accessible to all individuals. Now, if you've ever seen any of their Boohoo adverts, they have women of all shapes and sizes on the actual adverts to make an inclusive brand, which is very different to some of these other fashion brands out there, which focus on very skinny catwalk models. Responsible, committed to acting and communicating in a safe and responsible manner. So this is their supply chain, focused on speed to the market. So they have their concept, which is designers, buyers, and suppliers. So what they can do is actually post a picture of, say, 2 dresses on Instagram. They'll see which gets the most comments, which gets the most likes, which gets the most shares, and then they can have that dress manufactured as a sample. They'll see which sells the most, and then whichever sells the most, they can get their most popular product manufactured at scale. They're also adding more tech into the compliance. So they were a paper-based ordering system. Now they have a new buying and compliance ordering app launched in September 2020. So this is a new process they've implemented to streamline the ordering process. So simplifies order process, enhanced PO management and visibility, real-time tracking of orders. So what's next? What they're working on next? Supplier portal, single view of the supplier, two-way communication, upfront review of audit status and certification. And they're also building an entirely new factory in Leicester, which is going to offer jobs to hundreds of people. So purpose of this factory which they're building is education, demonstrate model manufacturing processes, best practice, showcase how products can be made legally, ethically and safely, community hub, so it's also going to be an educational centre, nurturing and inspiring new talent in the textile industry, capability to manufacture up to 50,000 units a week. Expected to go live early 2021. So they've built this factory amazingly fast. Now I love this part in Boohoo's annual report, which I find very different to many other annual reports I read. They're very aware of the perceptions of the business and they address them in the report. So perception, product cannot be sourced ethically and legally from the UK. So this is the perception of the media, which we all know the media is negative anyway. Reality, product can be sourced in an ethically and legally compliant manner from the UK. It is an interesting perception. This one I find completely fascinating. So UK-based sourcing is cheaper than elsewhere. That's what people believe. People believe that they had these subcontracting factories in Leicester, paying them below minimum wage because that was the way they could save money. When in fact, UK sourcing is more expensive but faster. Manufacturing overseas is cheaper. So firstly, the media got it completely wrong. They weren't manufacturing all these clothes in Leicester. This was just where they make the samples to test. And then when they want to manufacture the product at scale, then they send the product out overseas and that is manufactured from foreign suppliers. So the perception by even some investors out there who haven't read the report and are just investing on a whim, they would assume, oh, Boohoo's margins are going to decrease because it has to outsource its manufacturing, where previously it could do it in the UK. In fact, sourcing internationally is cheaper than the UK. And this makes sense. Look what Nike do. Look what all these big manufacturers do. They don't source and manufacture in their own country. So this just makes complete sense. Gross margins are higher than their peers. Boo's gross margin is below their peers. So that's what they said in terms of reality. That's obviously their word. I'd like to see some more data on that, to be honest. So the other perception is Boohoo over-indexes low-value £5 dresses, which cannot be sourced responsibly. So they're saying basically, how can you manufacture a dress for £5 and sell it? It's too cheap. How are you actually making money on that? But the reality is, approximately only 8% of their dresses sold are £5 and under, and they sell them at no margin. So maybe these are just small extra pieces. If someone's buying a basket full of clothes and that's just an extra piece in there, they're happy to sell that at no margin. If they outsource these products to other countries, we've got here Turkey, Pakistan, Morocco, Bangladesh, you can see that actually their profit margins will improve because it costs less to make. So Turkey, they've estimated a -9% cost. Pakistan, -47% cost on a basic jersey top. Cycling shorts, -9% in Morocco, -16% in Bangladesh. From their costings based on Boohoo and supplier estimates, that they're actually going to save money from this whole issue with Leicester because they're going to just say, okay, we're going to do more manufacturing overseas. So the big issue with Boohoo was other suppliers, ASOS, Next, they were saying, Boohoo, how can you have such great margins? You must be doing something dodgy or illegal or whatever. Boohoo's actually done a report here and they've said our margins are 55%. We're sort of average really compared to some of these other competitors out there. So they're not even implying that they've got some unrealistic margins compared to their competitors. It seems pretty in line with many of their competitors right there. Now the numbers are always really special for Boohoo, and I always get excited about this because I'm so tired of seeing many of these US tech companies with 40% revenue growth and people are like, oh my God, it deserves a PE of 200. You've got a company here based in the UK gets completely overlooked, it gets so much bad press. So in the first half of 2020, they have a 45% increase in their sales. That's incredible growth. So generally, I look for a company to have a growth rate of around 20%. I consider that a good growth rate. 45% right here. Gross profit has improved to 47% higher. Wow. Total sales in the £816 million. Around half of that is from the UK. So they are very UK based still, but they are expanding overseas. I believe they've got a Middle East range, and they're also expanding into the US. So lower marketing spend driven by lockdowns, they've actually wrote here. Distribution costs increased due to the impact of the global health crisis. Admin costs increased due to investment in brands and teams. So they have had a slight increase in costs right here. So we can see a 9.3% increase there in the marketing, 23% increase in distribution, and 12.9% in admin. So that is a bit of an increase in costs. Group KPIs, so key performance indicators, this is how business tracks how its business is progressing. New customer growth remains high, so they're obtaining new customers. Gains delivered across all major KPIs, underpinning future growth potential. So as you can see here, first half 2020, they had a 34% increase in the number of active customers, number of orders increased by 31%, order frequency increased by just 1%, average order value 7%, items in basket 10%. So when people go into the checkout, are they adding extra items, that's increased by 10%. So this is their big warehouse and they've got a lot of capital expenditure here. So they're investing between 80 and 100 million pounds in their warehouse capacity and automation, property and technology. Now, as an investor into this stock, I feel they're good investments and I feel the business should keep investing more into making its manufacturing efficient and its services even better. So this is just a few of their brands here. We've got Boohoo Man, Boohoo, Pretty Little Thing, Miss Pap, Nasty Gal, Caramillan, Oasis, Coast. Now an interesting fact is that when this scandal broke about Leicester, Next and ASOS pulled the Boohoo product lines from their websites. Most investors then panicked and the media was panicking, oh, Boohoo's doomed, it's going to fail. Then I operated on what's called second level thinking and I asked an important question. What percent of Boohoo's revenue is made up by sales on ASOS and Next? And that was a question I didn't know the answer to. So what did I do? I contacted one of the leading analysts, an inside man in the firm. And I gave credit to the person on the video and they told me it only makes up around a few percent of their revenue. It's not going to affect the Boohoo's bottom line. And this is what's happened now. Earnings are being released. No bottom line has been affected. If anything, sales have continued to grow. So guys, now for the part you have all been waiting for. How much did I invest into this stock and how much did I make on this trade? Because you must have noticed that usually I don't go into this much detail on all the other stocks I invest into. So for those of you guys that don't know, I have a 6-figure portfolio and I invested around £40,000 into this stock. Now this was split across a variety of accounts and it was invested in a variety of different times. But let's dive into a couple of them now and let's check out the profits. So diving into the first account, I have nearly 10,000 shares in that account. My average price was £2.58 a share. Now, to be honest, that wasn't that great, because I actually did the video for you guys. Around £2.20 I invested a lot in, but because I invested so much in and I dollar cost average in, that's why it's come out as £2.58. But many of you guys I know who commented, you got it around £2.20 because I posted the video, the stock was continually dropping and you got an even better price. But because of the amount I invested into, that's why it's like that. Price today, £3.88 a share. Now it's up, so this is just within a few months. There you can see 38,000. Profit, so that's the profit right there, £12,781, and this account only, up 49%. So I made £12,000 within 3 months. Now, people work long hours in jobs, 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. They still have to tax, don't take that home after a few months. And for anyone out there that says, oh, investing takes 50 years to make 10%, no, that's the old school way of doing it. That's Warren Buffett right here. And he is a legend, but there is still ways to make big gains in the market. And this is living proof right here. And to be honest with you, this is just one stock I've invested into. Here's another account, 64% increase on that one. So that one I got a better cost average on that. So for those of you guys that watch my previous playlist and you watch the Boohoo, I just want to say congratulations. Congratulations on your gains so far. You must be at least 50, 60, 70% up, some of you. So yeah, congratulations. Let's just give each other a round of applause. And yeah, have a good one. And this is completely free information on this channel. All I ask is you guys smash that like button. Anytime you watch any of my videos, just smash the like button, comment below. That helps out with the channel incredibly. And it means I can continue making more videos like this for you guys. But remember guys, this is not financial advice. Stocks can go up as well as down, and you can lose a serious amount of money. So don't invest anything which you can't afford to lose. So what am I doing with the stock now? Now initially I remember saying to you guys I might sell, take half the profit and then go back in. But looking at the fundamentals and the big picture of this situation, the elephant in the room is we're still in a health crisis. We're still in a depressed economy. Clubs haven't opened, nightclubs haven't opened, bars haven't opened properly. And one of the biggest economies in the UK is the nightlife economy. So when that opens properly, which I believe will be in early 2021, definitely by next summer, then stocks such as Boohoo should see a major increase yet again and actually be able to perform in normal conditions. And so that's my personal reason why I'm not selling at the moment. Generally with stocks, that's a good way of playing it as well. You should only sell a stock really when the fundamentals change. So my position, I've got a 6-figure portfolio. This is around 40k in that portfolio, but I am investing into a variety of other stocks as well. And if you guys aren't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Invest safe.